I have always skated once or twice a week, but as I've gotten older, it's become more like once or twice a fortnight to even worse than that. And this has had a negative effect on my skating, obviously, as well as my overall just well-being. So to counter that, I wanted to challenge myself to skating every single day for a month, rain or shine, in sickness and in health, and see what happens. Until now, I've never wanted to skate every day, mainly because I'd assume that I'd be too low energy to have a decent session and I'd miss out on some opportunities and wouldn't be able to do the tricks I want to do just because I'm tired. And here's my other predictions for what will happen. But anyway, there's only one way to find out if this is actually going to be good or bad for me, and that is to go out and do it. So cut to me on day one. So now on day 3 of skating every day in a row, I'm going to hit street today. The goal is to do some zero topsides or just zero tricks. That's the practice. I realized I probably should have been filming the days. I haven't filmed anything so far. We're 3 days in. So yeah, that's the plan today. Perfect day again. But yeah, I went on a 4-hour hike yesterday. Definitely not a good start to skating every day. My legs are so sore, so everything's going to be like a half plane. Both the zero sole and the zero fish feel very out of reach right now, and my legs are super sore, and thinking about the fact that I have another like what 28 days or something of skating. I think I'll probably call it here today and come back to them. So day 4, I got to go skate the vert and the mini ramp with the young killer Malachi, as well as Kieran and his brother. It was a really fun session, a good social session for me. I just wanted to work on ears and inverts. We're already run into my first injury of this, which is I hit both my hips. I did the same fall in the same spot twice in the same place. Like I tripped up and put all my weight on my hip, and then I managed to bang the other hip on a different trick. So now I can't really fall on either side for the rest of the month, which could be a problem. We'll see. So this is the first day where the weather's dodgy and it's making me worried about not being able to get out. But luckily there was a break in the weather, and it's so windy here and so muggy that the park got dry enough to go skate. I was linked a new street spot here that was kind of unreal. It's like a park hubber. So I decided to go head over there and try it out on the solo before it gets capped. And yeah, overall that was really fun. It was cool. It was a really successful solo street session, which I haven't had in a while. But I do plan to go back there with Slug, so there's more vibe, like more will happen. So hopefully it'll happen tomorrow. Another really dodgy weather day. We did go back to the hubber though. It was like on and off spinning. I walked over and met Slug there. He was already skating it, and he was throwing down some sick tricks. We want to get some clips for this New Zealand part that we want to do. It's like a final part, full length thing. And yeah, we all got to get some street clips, and this spot was perfect for it. So yeah, I jumped out and was just cameraman for the first part, and it was funny as I got so close with the fisheye that Slug literally punched me in the face with his ring and cut my head, and it was bleeding a decent amount, which is the funniest thing, man. Seriously, right, I've fucked up so much filming for him over the years, but this was definitely a bad day because I took a really bad fall. I was feeling out the hubber after getting a clip earlier, and I landed just a simple sole down a hubber or something, and slipped in a puddle and just all my weight smashed my knee into the concrete wall, similar to my bowl split that I did earlier. I thought I like shattered my kneecap, but luckily I didn't hit my kneecap. I hit like the side of my knee. I had a really short session today because of my injuries. I had to like play it safe, obviously, right? And yeah, my knee is so sore that I kind of can't walk around right now, which isn't great. But skating wasn't too bad. Once I got warmed up, my knee was moving. I wanted the Mizu 540 out for the gram, and I got it, so I'm hyped about that. But yeah, we're at the end of week 1. I have some very bad injuries. I have 3 big injuries: both my hips, my knee, and a massive burn on the back of my on my back from the ramp. So a great start to the week. I'm still feeling good though, and I'm still enjoying skating, which is really good. Surely it can't get worse than this, right? Tomorrow should be fun. So there's been a cyclone hitting New Zealand right now, which has made the weather, I mean the cyclone isn't affecting me here, but it's made the weather pretty shit. But yet I still managed to find a way to go skate every day, although it hasn't felt worth it most of the days. I'm only just getting a break in the weather now at day 13, and at this point I'm feeling quite sore, especially in my thighs. Like, I feel like I really need to warm up every time, and it's always in the back of my mind how tired I'm kind of feeling. But I did manage to land the smoothest trick I've landed in a long time, the switch up here, so hyped about it. And it was a very stressful day because I had to fully plan my trip to America, and this was a good stress relief to get out in the sun and land a really nice trick that I'm happy with. Now I'm 2 weeks through this, and I am sore and I'm kind of over it, and I'm looking forward to this challenge being over. Mainly because I feel like I'm forcing myself to go out every day, but every session feels a little bit pointless. I'm going out for such a short amount of time that like
it doesn't feel like I'm doing much. Overall, my confidence does feel a lot higher. I feel like my warm-up period to get into like harder tricks is a lot shorter than it normally is. I almost don't even need my usual warm-up. But yeah, overall, kind of over it.
This feeling of being over it really stuck around for quite a while. With day 15, I had a good vert session again with Malachi, and I got this Mizu drop in, which I wanted to do for ages and have been so scared of, and I definitely put it down to my confidence being up from skating so much. I'm definitely noticing I've got higher confidence on most of my tricks. I feel like before I'd be in a cycle where if I took a long enough break, it's kind of like I just catch up to where I was when I skated again. So the everyday thing's definitely helping at this point. But I'm so tired at this point that I don't last very long. It's like a 30-minute skate and I'm running on empty, you know, which isn't fun, but still always glad to go. I think to make this sustainable, I'd go first thing in the morning, like before, like 8 o'clock or something. That just seems so right for me, man. I mean, you come here, there's no one here. It's cooler, so you don't sweat as much. Well, you don't have to wear sunblock in the summer, which is nice. You still have the whole day to do whatever you want afterwards. So that's what I've probably learned so far. But yeah, anyway, let's try get an alley-oop switch sole. It's probably my best switch trick before we go.
So the second I got up from that bail, my wrist was very sore, but it kind of instantly came right and I was fine to skate for the rest of the day, which I was surprised about. But now, about 5 hours later, my wrist is very sore and it's a little concerning. I definitely strained it, and looking at the clip, I definitely hyperextended it at one point. So now I'm a little worried. We're back to having another injury that can definitely get in the way of skating every day. Hopefully it's not too bad. We'll see tomorrow. I woke up feeling very sore today. It's probably from that fall, I assume. I got a sore hip. I'm feeling stiff and my wrist feels a little bit better, but definitely sore. Hand injuries are kind of the worst because it's hard to avoid falling on your hand. It's like a natural instinct, you know. I think outside of this challenge, I would give myself some rest days at this point with this kind of injury. But I don't feel like it's too dangerous at this point for me to stop, so I'm going to keep going. And yeah, I did have a session. I just mostly tried to tire myself out on the mini ramp, and I was mostly mad about the fact that they were like water blasting the skate park with chemicals and stuff. And I don't get why councils do that. That completely ruins the skate park. It ruins the concrete, shortens the life. I feel like no one knows what they're doing. You know, someone should tell them.
I'm giving this trick one try.
So I'm now a week off finishing this full month of skating every day, and I'm not where I thought I would be skating wise. I feel like I've kind of passed the hump of the benefits and now I'm just kind of in the negatives of over skating. Hopefully that changes by the end, but just like the last few sessions, I get tired very quickly. I noticed that my legs are kind of like slow, and after like maybe 5 minutes, like the first few seconds, it does get a little bit better, but I can't go out and skate for like 2-3 hours now. It's just like the energy just isn't there. 10 minutes into the session, I don't have the full energy capabilities I feel like I used to have on sessions. I feel like I'm limited to like smaller obstacles and stuff, which sucks. And yeah, now I'm also kind of losing a bit of confidence in tricks. I'm definitely up overall compared to how I normally am, but I have a similar mindset that I used to have when I like take a big gap from skating, where I just don't have full faith in like my soul plate and stuff like that. Which is weird because, you know, like a week ago I had the most faith I had ever. Like, I don't want to undermine, there's a lot of stuff that I got much better at because of the skating, and overall my skating's definitely better. But yeah, the last few sessions I wanted to drill things out and I just haven't had the confidence in it. And I haven't really taken many bad slams in a while yet. I think maybe I've just worn the skates out. Like the sole plate here is really, really rounded down now. So especially skating ledge, like nothing really locks now, especially top sides. I really want to work on top sides, you know, and yeah, it's just not working out too well. I do have a couple brand new pairs of skates in a box that I'm unboxing later today. Hopefully you were there for that, but they're not them skates. I'm kind of gutted about that because, you know, in my mind, as soon as I'm on a brand new skate, it's like I'm back at square one trying to get the muscle memory back, you know, which kind of sucks. Another thing I've noticed too is that to sustainably skate every day, I will have to go for a limit of like 1 hour in the morning. Otherwise it's kind of just weighing down on me and it becomes a bit of a chore because of that, you know, which isn't great. And since it's such a short time frame, if I want to do anything else in my day, it means I can only ever go to the local skate park, and at this point I'm pretty burnt out of it. Like, there's still plenty of stuff I can learn and do there, but there's no motivation to go skate, and like try something new. It's all like I've been there every day this year, Before I did this challenge, I was hoping this would enable me to go to new parks, like skate some more places, just because, I have to go skate anyway. But that isn't what's happened. Instead, I'm kind of just more stuck there because I know I have to get out and skate and get a session in. And anything further out, it's going to take me more than an hour. And then kind of my whole day's a write-off. So yeah, hopefully. Anyway, 7 more days to go. We'll see how I feel at the end.
So somehow, despite the bad weather and the injuries, I did manage to get out and go for some kind of skate every day in January 2023, which I'm very proud of and very happy I did. But was it something I'd do going forward, and do I recommend doing it? The first positive prediction I had was that I would have a higher overall confidence in my skating. And I do have a high confidence right now. I find in every obstacle, every type of skating I'm in right now, I'm a lot less hesitant all around to do tricks. Like some that were just so scary for me now are pretty straightforward. And even the tricks that I am still scared of, I no longer have the excuse of, oh, I haven't skated in a while, I should probably not do that yet, in the back of my mind, which is overall has helped me and leads into the second positive prediction I had, which is that I would do more tricks getting out of my comfort zone. Now, it ties directly into being more confident, but I feel like I've gotten out of my comfort zone a lot more, and I've tried a bunch of tricks that I wouldn't have tried if I wasn't skating so much. And overall, I think my skating has gone up a level. Definitely not as much as I would have expected after skating for this long. Like, there's still that voice in the back of my head that's doubting me, on tricks, but it is a lot quieter than it was when I'm skating, every fortnight. The next positive prediction I have was that I would be skating more places. Now, this did not happen. I was at my local skate park 99% of the time, which was kind of disappointing. But in hindsight, it makes sense now. There's a lot of risky days there, or days where I kind of just needed to get skating out of the way, which means I had to go to the safest spot and the closest one to me, which is always going to be the local. That being said though, outside of worrying about ruining this video by wasting a day traveling for like an hour to get somewhere just to be rained out and miss a day skating, I think I definitely will try to skate more places because I'm pretty sick of that local park. The next positive thing I predicted was that I'd have a better overall health and fitness feeling. My fitness isn't as good as I thought it would be after skating every single day. I don't feel like I can skate longer or like have more overall endurance, I guess, after skating every day. I feel, if anything, it feels pretty much the same as it was coming into the month. And I really need the extra fitness because I'm going to America and we're skating every single day for 2 weeks in street spots, and I don't want to be too gassed to skate. So I was really hoping this would prepare me. But hopefully I just haven't noticed the extra fitness I've gained. But anyway, the other one, the last positive thing I predicted was that I'd have a better mental health. And I definitely do. Nothing beats going out and exercising every single day. It just really is so good for the mind, and I overall feel pretty good. Moving on to my negative predictions. The first one was that I would be overall at a low energy and wouldn't be able to have a full proper skate. This was something that was happening. There was multiple times where I felt like even like 10 minutes into the session that I didn't have the juice in me to skate certain obstacles and stuff like that, which did kind of suck. It shortened my solo sessions, but didn't shorten my group sessions. I was probably sitting a lot more than I normally do though, but yeah, I was still able to skate the whole time. I didn't feel like I needed to take my skates off any earlier than I normally would. So that one, it's kind of true, kind of not true. The only other negative thing I predicted was that I would be burnt out from skating after skating every day for that long. And, I would say that isn't true because by the end of the month, it snuck up on me. I wasn't done yet. I didn't feel like I didn't want to go anymore. I wasn't absolutely looking forward to the end of this and not having to skate anymore. But there definitely were some days there where I really had to force myself to go out and skate. And those days were not fun, man. So once again, this is kind of 50-50. Like I'm not over skating from doing it, but yeah, at times I definitely was. I did, however, never get frustrated at tricks. And this is something I was mostly worried about. If you're skating every day, you're doing the same trick, and then suddenly you can't do it, that can be one of the most frustrating things. And I was waiting for this to happen in these 30 days, but it never did. Outside of the things I predicted at the start of the month, there were a lot of things that I didn't expect to happen that happened. I'll start off with the positives. The first one was that I've gotten a lot more flexible. From stretching every day, I can now easily reach my toes. I've never been able to do that ever in my life, which is very interesting. And the other good positive was that I didn't feel guilty waxing anything at the park because I was the one skating there the most that time. So I didn't feel anywhere near as bad as when I'm going there like once a fortnight. where I feel like I haven't got the right to wax something, you know. The unexpected, what I call negative results that happened, there were a lot of those. The first one was that my skates wore out a whole lot more than I expected, man. I think my skates wore more than they have done in the whole year of skating until now. I've got the sole plate really rounded down now. My wheels are the smallest I've ever had wheels since switching to flat. The next one was that I got a lot of injuries, which I don't know how I didn't predict that, but something about skating every day, definitely, especially from the first week, I got way more injuries than I feel like I normally would. Another negative was that I had less time to do non-skating things. Having to go out and skate for at least an hour with some travel time can take up about 2 hours, and with like stretching and shower, you lose a huge chunk of your day, which makes it harder to do anything else in the day. And the final one, which is kind of weird, the texture of my hair has changed, man, from wearing a helmet every day and sweating that much. It's like drier, which is weird. But anyway, if you're keeping count, there was a lot more negatives than positives that came out of this. But that being said, it's now been a week since I finished this challenge, and I've still been skating every single day. I just took one day off there to make a video and to just recover a bit, which felt great. Because overall, I have really enjoyed skating this much. It has felt great in every single way. I think the negatives, there are a lot of them, they don't outweigh the positives, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I haven't forced myself to go out skating since, and it's just naturally happened because I've enjoyed it. And not having this video weighing me down and kind of forcing me to go has made it even more enjoyable. I would still be skating every day too if I didn't smash my hand recently skating this basketball hoop with slug. I completely hyperextended every single finger of my hand, and it is very sore. And unlike with the challenge, I'm gonna actually not take the risk of falling on it again and let it heal up before I get back out. But yeah, I plan to keep doing this, but at a more realistic scale, because I do think that the recovery days will make a big difference and kind of cancel out that downside of not having enough energy to have a full session, you know. If you're in a similar boat to me and wish you were skating more than you were, I would highly encourage trying this challenge out, but probably with the less strict rules that I have, you know, giving yourself rest days and not forcing yourself to go and ship with it or with injuries. If you have any questions about this that I somehow didn't cover in this video, feel free to comment them below. I'll get back to you. Huge thank you to my patrons that should be scrolling past right now. I wouldn't be able to do this without them. If you want to support me making videos like this, consider becoming a patron. There's a bunch of ways to do it, and you can actually do it for free through Amazon Prime if you got it. There'll be more info in the description. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you get to go for a skate today. I'll see you later.